Scott London, and so in 11 days I'll be celebrating my 21st anniversary married to my wife Michelle. We have adopted 2 beautiful babies. One of them is 18 months old, and in a few months the other one will be 18 years old. So we are potty training and getting ready for college at the same time. Yes, thank you. So I did retire as the sheriff of Eddy County, New Mexico, and in my time as sheriff, we overhauled the detective division, and we're able to increase our case closure rate. We increased our arrests. We even cleared 2 cold case homicides with an arrest. So I was very proud of the time that I spent as sheriff. I do have 23 years of diverse law enforcement experience, plus a couple years of corrections before that. And with all that, and I'm a police instructor with over 3,100 hours, so I understand the importance of training. And I'll ensure that the deputies are trained to meet your needs. I have the leadership to make the department something that the community can count on and the employees be proud to work for. I'll hold them to higher standards to ensure that the community is not only heard, but served with dignity and respect. And with overblown budgets, I will be very mindful and respectful of the budget process, and I won't ask for anticipated expenditures outside the safeguard of the budget process. I also know what it means to protect your rights and liberties. Most of my law enforcement career, I was a very sincere but ignorant oath taker. You know, I raised my hand, I took an oath several times to this Constitution, but nobody had ever really taught me what that meant. And so it wasn't until I guess it was just a little over a decade ago that I became a very avid student of the Constitution. And while I was sheriff, I actually was called upon to protect somebody's rights and liberties in ways that I never saw coming. And so I would ensure that the deputies are trained in a way that, the police academies just don't do, to make sure that they are prepared to defend your rights and liberties. And so if this is something that you might be looking for in your sheriff, I pray that on March 5th, or starting on February 20th, that you vote Scott London for Hood County Sheriff.
I've been trying to lose my voice all day, so bear with me. So I was raised Republican, I am a Republican, and I am your Hood County Sheriff. Been the sheriff for 4 terms now, enjoy doing it, and I've got great people that do their job, and we take care of business every day. We always go by the Constitution, that we have to, with warrants, search warrants, anything we do, even writing a ticket. So my guys are trained very well. We have to mix that with being able to have enough on the street. We've got a training coordinator that makes sure we get our training hours, but we're doing everything we need to do to keep up on the hours, get the training we need, but to serve the citizens out there. So we're going to continue to serve the citizens and do everything we can, just like we have for all these years. So vote for me, keep me in the office, and we're going to keep on doing a great job for you guys, serving and protecting. Thank you.
One thing I failed to mention is we did send out questionnaires to all of the candidates out there, and we did receive quite a few responses as well too. We're going to be organizing those and sending that out to all of our email list as well too. So be looking for those by the end of the week as well too. That'll be in time. You can read their answers, and if you have any questions, reach out to them about where they stand as well too. So thank you, Scott, and then Sheriff Deeds as well too. Next, if you're a candidate for constable in Hood County, if you don't mind coming up. I do know that Randy Ellis, he texted me and he's got 6 kids, so I don't know if somebody was here to agree to speak for him as well too. I'll let Steve Smith start.
Thank you. Hi, thank y'all for being here tonight. My name is Steve Smith. I am running for constable in Precinct 2. I have 28 years of law enforcement experience. I am a lifelong Hood County resident. I graduated Granbury High School in 1991. I've been with the Sheriff's Office for 25 years. In my 25 years there, I have promoted through every rank at the Sheriff's Office, starting with Sergeant all the way up to my current position of Chief Deputy, which is number 2 in command under Sheriff Deeds. I am a Master Peace Officer. I earned that in 2010. I have a Master Instructor's, Mental Health Peace Officer, and I've got a little over 3,300 hours of continuing education training. On top of that, away from my professional career, I am a servant at heart. I give to the community all the time. I was a youth pastor at Triple Cross Cowboy Church for several years. When I give that up, then I started a young adults group for kids that got out of youth, but they weren't quite ready to get into an adults group. So me and my wife are in that. We've been married 31 years next month. My wife has been married. We have one daughter. She's 27 years old, and she works for Pecan Valley MHMR. On top of all of that, I give a lot of my time and resources to local charities, Christmas for Children, children's charities, the Lance McLean Memorial Foundation, if you guys know about that. I dedicate a lot of time and resources to that. The reason I'm running for constable is pretty simple. I just want the citizens in Hood County to be able to have a full-time constable that goes out there, does his job, works, and takes care of the court. And you know, with my 25 years at the sheriff's office, for most of that 25 years, I was on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I will continue to do that if elected constable to be able to serve the citizens. I appreciate your votes on March 5th if you could. Thank you.
I've been doing this a couple times, so I'm Randy now. Randy gave me his list. He said before becoming a constable, he was a chaplain over the captain over the criminal division with the Hood County Sheriff's Office. He was also a chaplain at the a training officer for T-Hole, and he helped reform the Hood County SWAT team. Reform. He is an alert instructor. He was also able to teach active shooter trainings with our teachers and administrators on most of our school campuses in Hood County. And now he enters into his 20th year of continuous law enforcement service in Hood County. He is asking for your continued prayers and support in keeping law enforcement you can trust in Hood County. Some of his achievements are 2 life-saving awards, 4 sheriff commendations, 1 marshal commendation, 2 supervisor awards of the year. He went to Sam Houston University and Texas Constable Command College graduate. He's also a father and a husband. It's what I most notably know about him is he's a good man, and he is seeking your vote on March 5th.
Next, any other constable candidates here, by the way? Next will be candidates for Justice of the Peace. If y'all will come up as well too, I think we have 2 or 3. Let's take them a long way around here. You go first.
Sure.
Hello, my name is Sissy Freeman. I'm running for Justice of the Peace in Precinct 1. I moved to Granbury some 40 years ago, but I've been coming here a lot longer than that as my folks had land in Toller. We'd come down here and enjoy weekends of hunting and fishing and bringing our horses, so I've been coming to Granbury for a long time. I also feel that I would be the best choice for this job because I've been in that Justice of the Peace office the last almost 5 years. I'm the chief clerk and office manager there now. In case you don't know what a Justice of the Peace office does, we handle all the Class C misdemeanors, which are like dog tickets, Parks and Wildlife, Brazos River Authority, environmental tickets. We also do evictions, which are precinct specific. We do small claims, debt claims, occupational driver's license, ALR hearings, mental hearings. Each judge takes a week of call every month, and during that time you're responsible to go out on the death calls. I feel that I would be very good at helping the families deal with what they're going through at that time. I lost my daughter when she was 5 years old. My husband died 12 years ago when he was 48. So I'm familiar with death, and I'm familiar with helping people get through such a tragic time. Also, during that week of call, we go to the jail. Anybody that's been arrested, we're going to magistrate them the next morning. And we also do any kind of mental hearings, whether it be juvenile or adults that come through Pecan Valley MHMR or while they're at the jail. We go and take care of that as well. I feel I have great leadership skills. Sometimes you can be in front of people and lead them. Sometimes you need to walk beside them and lead them. And sometimes you need to be in the back pushing them up just a little bit to lead them. So I would love to have your vote. I would love to serve Hood County. I'm a strong, conservative, Christian woman, and I would love to take care and serve back to Hood County. Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Clint Head. I'm a multi-generation resident of Hood County. I've been married to my wife Sandra for going on 11 years. Been preparing surveys and legal documents and easements for 25 years. In the last 5 years, I was the certified Hood County floodplain administrator and the director of flood. I graduated from Granbury High School. I'm well versed in the local government code. My goal as a justice of the peace is to impartially fulfill my duties required by law and the Constitution, to ensure fairness and objectivity for all involved in the legal system, to make unbiased judgments in every case, to make and maintain integrity, character, and consider all facts of every case. My foremost attribute distinguishes me as the most qualified candidate for justice of the peace is my commitment to impartiality and fairness. I refrain from hastily forming judgments, spreading false rumors about my opponent's character or history who I not know personally, or allowing decades-old non-factual information to define an individual's character. My approach is grounded in my own abilities of evaluating facts and evidence and not succumbing to hearsay. I'm here to ask for more than your vote. I'm here to ask for your support. It's not about winning an election. It's about ensuring that justice in Hood County is in the hands that value fairness over politics, service over self-interest, and community over individual gain.
Thank you, Sissy and Clint. Next on the list is our county commissioner candidates. I know I saw a couple of them come in. We'll have Mr. Jack Wilson go first.
Good evening, and thank each of you for being here. I am currently your County Commissioner, Precinct 3. I intend to continue to be your County Commissioner, Precinct 3 after March 5. My wife and I have been married 55 plus years, together over 57 years. 3 daughters, 10 grandkids, 4 great-grandkids, and another one on the way. So, we are vested. We bought property when the lake went in March of 70, moved here permanently in 77, been here ever since. Spent from 80 to 86 as a reserve deputy, Hood County Sheriff's Department. And at that time, they wanted us to do 2 shifts a month. We were doing 2 shifts a week. And I spent a lot of my career up until 1995 in the DoD dark world, in the defense industry. I left that business and started my own business, so I've got business experience from 1995 to 2016, full-time. The on-target firearms range that was in Wheatland, or Whiskey Flats as most people know it, that was ours. And we had 10 to 12 employees at all time, sometimes as many as 14. We had several instructors besides myself. We had over 10,000 people come there for their CHL-LTC during that time frame. And I still get calls from some of those individuals that even now in the last week. I'm here because I want to serve the people and the citizens of Hood County, not just Precinct 3, because I understand more than most on the court that for every vote we take, it affects everybody in the county. The simple analogy is, I don't care if it's a stop sign at the end of your road, it affects everybody in the county because of the cost. That's what I look at. Every time I do my research before we have an item on the agenda, I look at what's the impact to the citizens. That's the way I operate, and that's the way I continue to operate. I have the business experience and the background. My integrity, my character is flawless, because when you have classified DoD clearances, that has to be. When I left that environment, I was on 35 different programs. And every time you do one of those programs, you have to fill out the paperwork, and they do another background check on you each and every time. So I stand by what I say, I'm pretty much straightforward. My door is always unlocked. And I will have a discussion with anybody on any subject at any time. I've had calls as early as 5:30 in the morning, as late as 11:30 at night. My phone is where I am. That's it. I appreciate your vote and your support. March 5, because there will not be a Democratic opponent. So whoever wins on March 5 as Commissioner Precinct 3, that will be the commissioner, period. Think about that. I appreciate it, your vote, and please come out and vote. Thank you.
And I've lived in Hood County now for about 50 years. I graduated here in 1977. I've been with my wife Dana for about 26 years now, and I have 5 children. I have a daughter 42, got 2 granddaughters from her. My son is 38 and he's got my grandson and 1 little girl on the way. And then I also have 11-year-old triplets, my only claim to fame here in Granbury. So, so beat that, Scott. So spread them out there a little bit. But those are the very reasons I'm running for county commissioner, is also the history here, my investment here. I'm concerned about our future. We are in a crisis situation with our highways or roads around Hood County right now. We're in a crisis situation with our jail. We have a crisis about to develop with our hospital district. We've got so many different problems that come up. What I see happening on the court a lot is kicking the can down the road. They are not taking care of business. I hate taxes. I don't want taxes either. I'll do everything I can to look at the cheapest solution to keep us from having to pay any more taxes. But we have problems that have to be solved. I am a problem solver. That's what I've done all my life. I'm an entrepreneur. I've had several businesses. I work for large corporations. I'm a great guy, blah, 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 right? But I'm here to put in the work. I want to, my main promise to all of my constituents is that I will communicate with you. I will research everything and find out what all the pros and cons are. I will take that to you. And if it's a big thing, it's going to cost us a lot of money. I want to put it out for a vote. I want you to decide. But that's my job, is to educate you, educate myself and educate you. And so we both make a good decision together. I'm Morris DeRee, running for County Commissioner, Precinct 1. A vote for me is a vote for you. Say one more thing. You bet. Also, I need help on that court if I get on there. Let's keep Jack in there.
Hey, I think that's all of most of the county, like I said, I didn't miss a spot, did I? So, but I do want to talk about the next position real quick, because it's something a lot of people don't really pay attention about. It's our county executive chair. And I know we've got 2 candidates present here. I don't know if we've got a third or not. I know there's 3 out there as well too, but there's 2 here tonight. Would you guys come up tonight? I think we have Greg Harrell and Zach Maxwell here as well too.
Brett, that mic's not on.
Yep. Hello. Hello. Hello.
There we go.
Don't cover that part up. That's great.
Hello, is it working? Okay. I appreciate you guys coming out tonight. Part of my platform is I want to bring everybody together. I think that it's very important. I think we've got a divided county. I think there's a lot of touchy issues, but I also don't think that it's a moderate idea to not bash each other over the head. I think that we can all act as adults. I know that I'm pretty young. I'd like to bring some youth to the Republican Party and get a lot of our youth that are out there that are working hard on jobs and everything to come together and get out and vote. I also have a plan and a platform that you can go back and get some cards that I sign if you'd like to know more about that. But I have a lot of experience in the Republican Party. I actually have been to every Republican state convention since college. I was on the state board for the Young Conservatives of Texas. I worked 2 terms in the Texas House and 1 in the Texas Senate. And I also was recently, this last convention, I was actually served on the platform committee where I actually helped write the state platform. So all those platform planks and stuff, whenever you go and look them up and read them and see if you share those values, which I hope you do, you'll see my name right up there at the top. I'd also like a lot more transparency and efficiency within leadership. There's a few rules within the Republican Party that I'd like to change here locally on the executive board to make it fair for everybody and a lot more transparent. I also like to enhance the local political impact. We're a room full of Republicans. We're a county full of Republicans. Democrats are relatively ineffective. We don't have many of them here. So there's no reason why we can't do better here and then take that and be a shining city on the hill for the rest of the state. And I'd also like to build a legacy of conservative success, which is a part of the youth and bringing them up into it. I'd like to start a Young Republicans Club. And then I'd also like to strengthen grassroots engagement. Part of that is going out and helping some of the surrounding counties, as well as growing the Republican Party right here in Hood County, which means some of those Democrats out there, go talk to them. Share our values and bring them over to the Republican Party. Thank you.
Well, good morning, or good evening, Republicans. Good evening, Republicans. I'm too used to speaking at church. My name is Greg Harrell, and I'm standing for election to Hood County GOP Chair. One of the things that encourages me about being here tonight is that I get a chance to see all of you here in this room that are truly engaged in the political process. And that encourages me. It encourages me as I go out and meet people, and it encourages me when I think about the fact that people truly want to be engaged in the political process. But there's one thing that I think each and every one of us in this room can agree on, and that is this: the Republican Party here in Hood County right now is fractured. It's broken. It's broken. So I want to address the elephant in the room, and in this case it's a pun intended, but how do we go about fixing that? Well, I think that I am the candidate that is uniquely qualified to be able to bring Hood County Republicans to a place where we have a coherent, cohesive, clarion voice, the voice that is needed to promote Republican principles and Republican values, not only here in Hood County, but into the state and even beyond. This nation needs Republican values right now, there's no doubt about it. So how am I qualified? Well, first of all, I started out as a very young man as a manager in the railroad industry. And if any of you know the railroad industry, you know that it is one of the most militantly unionized industries in the nation, no doubt about it. I'm a manager, I'm a young man, and I'm working with literally hundreds of union represented employees and I'm responsible for all of these guys. So one of the things that I did was I reached across the aisle to the local chairman in these unions, and I worked with them so that we could build a safer environment for the guys that were out there on the railroad. It worked really, really well. I was promoted through the railroad ranks. I became an executive in the commercial department, and when the Union Pacific and the Southern Pacific were merged together, we were big-time competitors as railroads in the West. And when they were merged together, I was part of the executive team that served to merge those two large organizations, and we did that quite well. Immediately following the merger, I was stationed in Salt Lake City, where I personally negotiated up what was up until then the largest commercial contract that had been negotiated by the Union Pacific Railroad. It took me a year to do that, but we were successful in doing that. I have experience in 2001, my wife Marietta and I, we moved here to Hood County. And in 2003, the Lord gave us a Bible-based marriage ministry that we started conducting. And some of you will think, well, what does that have to do with your qualifications? Well, a lot of the things that we do in marriage ministry will apply to bringing this party back together. We teach lessons on things like forgiveness, agreement, how to walk together. And these are lessons that are Bible-based, but we can utilize these lessons to help bring us back together as a party here in Hood County. So I think it's important. I believe that I have the unique qualifications to do what I'm being asked to do. I approach this position with a true servant's heart. I want to serve the Republican Party here in Hood County. I want to serve our community, and I want to better the Republican Party. I will make one campaign promise. I will not do anything to embarrass you as Republicans. My name is Greg Harrell. Please vote for me on March 5th. Thank you.
That's all of the county. Oh, wait a minute. We have a leg covered. Kevin, come on up. You try to learn that, put that towel on the way back.
No, I appreciate it.
Kevin is one of our candidates for commissioners.
Yeah, and my apologies, absolutely no disrespect. We've had a death in the family, we've been going through some details there. I thought this meeting was at 7 o'clock tonight, so that's, I've had a lot going on. How's that? Am I just too far away? Still not on?
I think you're covered.
How's that? Is that it?
No.
I pushed that button both ways, so I don't know what, okay, all right. Anyway, my apologies. We had I've had a family issue, and I thought that this meeting was at 7 o'clock tonight. We've been dealing with a death in the family. I am Kevin Andrews. I am your current county commissioner, precinct 1. And 4 years ago, I made several campaign promises. I campaigned on being a fiscal conservative, watching out for your tax dollars. I addressed specifically the EMS fire situation, first responder emergency services that we've got, especially as road construction comes into Hood County, and this county is divided with construction, bridges being down. There are 3 bridges, not counting the one in Pecan, across this lake. We're going to have a very limited access across the lake, and I think that it was a very critical to get out ahead of this and put fire and EMS stations in mainly in the focused area where most of the calls are in the county. We've got 3 fire EMS stations coming. We've approved that in court. There's going to be one down south, down in the Indian Harbor area. There's going to be one on the North Loop, and then there's going to be one out by Cordova, Acton. So we've delivered on that promise. We made good on that. To this morning, finally approved all the paperwork, dotted all the I's, crossed all the T's on the financing to replace some of the aging fire equipment that we've got, and then provide an ambulance for our EMS service in the area. So these are things that we've done. We've teamed up with the city with a group called Text 21. It is several counties, cities, ISDs, even universities along 377 that are going to be able to go to TxDOT with one voice and focus. 377 it's the gateway to the Metroplex. So to bring all these voices together and say, hey, this is what we need here along this portion of 377, and some of the statistics that are coming out. 377 is going to carry 82% more freight than I-30 coming through this area in the next few years. That's a scary thought, especially when you're talking about this portion of 377 from Granbury to Stephenville has the highest rate of fatality. A third of all fatality accidents on 377 occur between Granbury and Stephenville. That's scary. We finally got TxDOT focused on looking at doing some studies on that road, trying to figure out what we need to do to get some more pavement out there, let people be able to get away from each other out there, turn lanes, wider shoulders, those kind of things. So we're finally being able to, through a collaboration, bring some of this focus to that very critical issue of 377, especially through the western end of the county. This last time, what I'm supposed to keep this to 2 minutes. That's I think I might have already overshot that a bit, but yeah. And this last year, we were able to pass tax cuts. One of the things that I firmly believe is that the new growth, as the new growth comes in, your valuations increase, and that new growth should be able to pay for the expanded services of your government. So let's keep an eye on the taxes, keep those things down, and provide the services that we need to be doing. Let government do what it needs to do. Build roads. We've, over the last few, especially this year, we brought deputy salaries up. We increased 6 patrol deputies. Thank you, Kim. You know, we're increasing the jail, looking at dispatch. We're doing the things that we need to do to be prepared for our emergency services. I'm Kevin Andrews, and I would appreciate your vote on March 5th. Thank you.
After tonight's over, please spend some time with all of our candidates. Has anybody else showed up here? No, I don't want to miss anybody there as well too. Next, something I'm really excited about is precinct chairs. In the past, I think you saw a lot of people. Nobody really ran for precinct chair, and I was actually at a meet and greet last night, and a lady said, "This is the first time I ever remember seeing people campaigning for precinct chairs." It means people are engaged, and I think a lot of that's as a result of what we've done here is the United Republican deal as well too. But the focus is bringing back the Republican Party and make it respectable, and quit the bashing of everybody out there as well too. That's a big deal for us. So at this time, and for time we limit this, if you're a paid member and you're running for precinct chair, if you'll come up and give us about a minute or so to introduce yourselves, what precinct you're running for, and we'll go from there. So.
That's all good.
You get it working?
It's going on and off. So.
Good evening, I'm Earl Erdman. I'm your current Precinct 313 chair, and thank you for not embarrassing the party. I appreciate that. It's very important to me that I understand that 313, I represent you, I don't represent what you think I do. That's very important when you're running for office. And we need people like up here, we need like thinkers, not followers, to be able to bring this party back together and united for Hood County. I want to be able to walk down the street with my head up high. I want to be in the paper for all the right reasons and not for all the wrong reasons. So I am running again for 313. I appreciate your vote. My name is Earl Erdman. Thank you.
My name is Zeb Ullum, and I'm running for precinct chair of 202. And if there's anything that I hate, it's speaking in front of large audiences. But I feel very compelled because I've been a lifelong Republican since I was 18, and I've always trusted the Republican Party. It's existed as a beacon to show me who I can trust and who I can vote for. But unfortunately, in the last several years, that has not really happened. We live in a county that registers 86% Republican. But last fall, the Republican endorsed policies and candidates only won about 16% of the race. And so what we see is a divide between the values of Hood County and the values of the Executive Committee. I want to be a member of the Executive Committee to get back to the values of Hood County, listen to the constituents, vote for who we want to be in, and become the Republican Party that is respected and effective in Hood County. Thank you.
My name is Courtney Gore, and I am not running for precinct chair, but my husband, Jason Gore, is. And he had to work a late night tonight, so he apologizes for not being able to be here. But I get the honor of being able to introduce him. He is running for precinct chair of 317. We live off of Rash Court. It's in a rural part out towards Godley in Hood County. And he wants to help bring back the integrity of our Republican Party and help work to unite this Republican Party and make us a cohesive team working together for Republican Party values. He understands the importance of grassroots engagement and building a strong Republican base. He will work to strengthen our precinct and the Republican Party by increasing voter registration, or helping to organize community events, and fostering a sense of unity among Republicans. Together, we can make our precinct engaged, informed, and ensure that conservative values are represented at every level of government. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Robert Granger. I came from Glen Rose in '79. I came to Granbury. It worked out at Comanche Peak since '78. I've worked 7 years still on the Webster, went in-house at Lumen at '93. I get background checks, random drug tests all the time. Integrity is everything. I'm accustomed to working for consensus out there. We sit down with groups of people, we come up with solutions, and most of y'all are probably familiar with people that work out there, and you know how it goes. Integrity is everything. I'm tired of being called something I'm not. I'm tired of seeing people assaulted. I'm tired of hearing the word rhino. I will never use that word rhino. I've voted Republican my whole adult life. I stand by the Republican platform of Texas, and I believe in the Republican Party of Hood County. I believe that this county can govern itself just fine without outside influence. I really do. I see this group of people up here, and I see a great group of people. I really look forward to hoping to work with every one of the people you see tonight. If I'm not elected, I'll still be a Republican voter. I haven't lost anything. I've got a career. This is my first time to go into politics. I believe we need a new jail. I believe we need to work with our schools. We need to be prudent. So folks, if you've had to drive 100 miles to take 4, 5, 6-year-old grandkids to go see their mama because she's in jail out of town, you do it. I have lived that. You talk about how much money it costs. How much does it cost the citizens to take their little grandbabies to go see their mama? Little kids don't understand. But you're going to take them to see their mama. They want to see their mama. I have lived that. Not proud of it. She straightened her life out. Life's good now. But we need help in this jail. We need help in this school. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Brad Yarbrough. I've lived in Granbury for about 35 years now. I've been married to my beautiful wife for 23 years. We have one son who's he'll be junior this year, will be senior next year. I started to get involved in politics because I saw the hatred going on through the Republican Party, and it started from the chair down. And when the chair is spewing all this hatred and calling names like Rhino and Democrats, and hey, Democrats are people too. But when you see that from the chair and it starts filtering down, then all the precinct chairs are doing it, and then the website is just spewed with it, and it just made me sick, because what it does is it pushes Republicans away, and people who want to join the party, they look at that and they're like, well, I don't want to be a part of that party. Let's go see what the Democrats are doing. And to me, that's just not right. So that's what made me want to get involved. I'm running for precinct chair 409. I appreciate your support and your vote.
Good evening. Thank you all for being here. My name is Jim Lilly. I'm running for precinct chair in 216, and that's Southwest Pecan Plantation. I believe it's I believe in citizenship, and I believe in the responsibilities of citizenship. And part of that is being responsible, civil, courteous, and kind. I'm a Christian and I'm a veteran. I'm a GISD supporter, and I support the bond. And it's recorded. First of all, I'm not going to have time to say everything I want tonight, but Sunday we're going to have a meet and greet at Pecan Activity Center from 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock. Matt Westland and I are having that. You can come and meet me and find more. I've got a Facebook page, Jim Lilly, number 4 PCT 216 chair. Get on there. I'm putting my life out there. I'm involved in this community. My wife and I have been here 8 years. My family has been in Hood and Somerville County for 170 years. I grew up coming to this area all my life. I'm invested in the community. I'm a Rotarian, an optimist. I'm a 2022-23 graduate of Leadership Granbury. I'm the board chair at Forward Training Center, so you can tell that I'm involved in this community and trying to make it a better place. I'm a FEMA reservist. 5 years ago, I spent 6 weeks in Dublin, Georgia, after all the hurricanes hit and came through there. Experience counts. When I lived in Waco, it was still a blue county. I was a precinct chair in 2 different chairs and 2 different precincts there. Still taking the big computer printouts from the voter registration. We didn't have digital accounts at that point, building everything on an Apple II and dot matrix printer. We turned McLennan County red. I was precinct walk chairman for the first Republican legislator elected from McLennan County since Reconstruction. Experience counts. This is a presidential election year. This is not a time for on-the-job training for precinct chair. Their primary job is to turn out the Republican vote. We're going to have one, when it comes time for the fall election, we're going to have 1 candidate in each place. And it's going to be my job to make sure those people get elected. Thank you very much.
Hello, I'm Paula McDonald. I am running for Precinct Chair 211, currently known as the Bitcoin area. I did attend the Bitcoin Town Hall meeting and spoke up that we do have an issue out there, and all of us that live there need to be on top of this. We have got a problem, Houston, we do. So my family, when I was a little girl, we moved here in '71, right after the lake came in. I graduated, proud graduate with Lita May at the helm in 1978. I love Granbury. We love it so much that my husband Mark and I, when he retired and we had adopted our grandson, most of y'all know Caden, he could be the mayor next someday. We said Granbury was where we wanted to raise this fine young man. So we came back, and here we are. And 8 years ago, you guys, the political climate here was way different. In just 8 years, we have watched it erode every single year. Mark and I came, we became members of the Hood County Republican Club. We donated, we were involved. We spent a lot of money, and we supported it. That club turned hard on me. I was called a Satanist. I was called not Republican enough, not conservative enough. Y'all, it's ridiculous. We cannot tolerate this any longer. I am here because I serve this community, and it has shown. I show up, I'm involved. I'm not just showing up here tonight. You've seen me around town. We own businesses. We are involved. So I'm not just showing up tonight to say, please vote for me for Precinct 211, because I'm here and I will continue to be here because I love this county. So if you know people in 211, I would certainly appreciate their vote. Thank you so much.
Evening, everybody. Mark Jackson. I'm running for Precinct Chair of Precinct 404. And I think I know just about all of you in here, but if you don't know me, I did bring some rack cards, a lot of stuff on there. Moved my family down here 18 years ago from Fort Worth, Texas native, or Texas proud. 2 years ago, I ran for county judge. I know the judge is in here. He put me in a little box, and I thought I was done with politics. But you know, after looking around and just seeing what I was seeing and hearing what I was hearing, I was asked to run for this, and I gladly stepped up, because I've spent a lifetime working real hard on both my reputation and how I deal with other people. I mean, y'all, you know it takes a lifetime to build a man's reputation, but 5 minutes to ruin it. So integrity and honesty is important to me. I've been a banker. I'm currently a CFO. I also have a side business. I'm a consultant, tax consultant, and bookkeeper. So I do a lot of things, and they all point back to trust. I served 4 terms on the Granbury ISD School Board. And I think one thing, hopefully you noticed, I've always been a quiet leader. I've never been real boisterous. Those of you who may be friends with me on Facebook know I don't do much on Facebook. I believe in the personal interaction, the personal touch, and that's what I plan on doing as precinct chair. 404, by the way, is basically starts in the square around Crockett. It goes just beyond the loop, the west loop, kind of up to where the old Shell was. And then it skips over to Oak Trail Shore. So if you're in precinct 404, know that I'll represent you well, always listen to you, and we'll carry forward the ideals of Ronald Reagan's Republican Party. I was at Ronald Reagan's first inauguration in January 1981. Yes, I was a snotty-nosed high school kid at the time, carried a trombone, but it was such a pleasure. And it lit the fire under me, and I have voted Republican in every election since. So, guys, the nonsense that we hear, the noise that we hear, it's time to put it aside. It is time to unify the party, and I'm glad to hear that message being carried by a lot of people here tonight. So, God bless you all. Vote for Mark Jackson, March 5th. Thanks.
I'm currently Brian Gaffin. He grew up in Granbury and Day Cordova Bend, where he had his first job as a busboy at 11 years old. He owns a business in Granbury for 36 years as an architect and in construction. He is a graduate of Granbury High School of 1979. He's a Texas Tech graduate of 84. He has 5 grown successful children, 3 grandchildren. He lives in Day Cordova on the lake now. He's a Rotarian Paul Harris Fellow. He's a member of the Acton Methodist Church. He was baptized there when he was 12, and he was the project lead architect designer on the primary sanctuary at Acton Methodist at 24 years of age that he was very proud of. He wants to help add stability and strengthen the Republican Party through working as a team and help vetting candidates that are strong Republican candidates for every position. He also will help elect new leadership that will not encourage unvetted candidates to run against qualified candidates, effectively splitting the voters of the Republican Party, making them appear to be indecisive, weak, and therefore making the Democratic Party appear cohesive and stronger as they are. He also wanted me to mention that he lives in his own house and pays his own property taxes. And now I'm my husband. I get to be my guy. Matt is deeply committed to bringing unity and honesty. Oh, I'm sorry, let me back up. Brian is in 310, which is Day Cordova, so just as an FYI. Matt is 218, which is part of Pecan and partly down Fall Creek Highway and River Run area. Matt is deeply committed to bringing unity and honesty and integrity back to our beloved Hood County Republican Party. As a proud family man, he is married to his beautiful wife, Sheree. That's so weird saying that, but we have 6 children between us. Some of them are adoptive, some of them are foster children, some of them are biological children, bonus children, all the above. So we're just parents. We don't have a name in front of our He understands the values that matter most to our community, and he was born and raised in Texas with true Texas values. He graduated high school in '98 and pursued a degree from UTA. He's observed the recent divide within the Republican Party of Hood County, and he is driven to be the voice of unity that our community needs. He aims to represent you and the constituents to restore the principles that make the party strong. He believes in a Republican Party that is united, forward-thinking, and firmly anchored in our core conservative values. And he wanted me to remind you of the quote by Ronald Reagan that your friend that you agree with 80% of the time is not a 20% traitor. I have witnessed the vibrancy and commitment within our community, and it's clear fresh leadership and new direction is desired. As your precinct chair, I pledge to be a unifying force, pushing our party forward to the future. Together, we can build and grow and strengthen an outlook of Hood County that we're all proud of. I look forward to sharing my platform with you as outlined on these push cards, which are in the back. He humbly asks for your support and vote in this critical election. Please vote for Matt Westland, Precinct Chair 218 on March 5th.
And I'm the last one tonight, I think. So, I love the Tony clap when it starts. I don't know what it is. But, I'm Brett Deason. I'm running for 314, and which is basically Shady Grove out to Saratoga subdivision, back to the Acton Triangle, Stony Creek area, James Road. I am a lifelong Republican. And when I mean that, I really truly mean that, because I go back to when I was in elementary school in the early 70s, and we had a mock election, and I was one of 2 kids in the deep piney woods of southeast Texas that out of about 25 or 30 kids in that classroom that voted Republican back then. And I went to my mom because I was upset. You really put me in a room with a bunch of Democrats. I don't know what the deal was. And then I got lectured because I asked her how she voted, and I got lectured because it wasn't polite to ask how people vote back then as well too. So I don't know if you remember that or not, but it's really about this. I'm very analytical, and I see what's going on, the division that's going on in this county as well too, and it doesn't make sense. But it's not just happening here, it's happening in counties across Texas. And it's in conservative Republican counties. Doesn't make sense. And I don't know if you've paid attention, but not only locally, but statewide and nationally, the Republican Party has started to embarrass itself. We've got to stop that, or we're going to stop winning elections, plain and simple. Case in point, the last midterms, we were supposed to have a big red wave. I think I heard now we're down to a 1-seat majority in the House right now. That's how razor thin it is. We need to get our act together as well too. So we need to get it together here locally, we need to get together statewide, and what I want to do is be a voice for those that are in my precinct and bring those concerns to our executive chair, whoever that may be, and take it to the state party, because we need to voice those concerns. We've got the same concerns about border security. We moved from East Texas, moved over closer to a little town called George West, Texas. My family and friends are being affected by this border deal. My sister lives in Giddings, Texas, which is east of Austin, Texas. My own timer's messing me up here. You know, their schools there are being affected by this border crisis. It's not just a border issue, it's a statewide and national issue. And we need to take that message and say, you know what, we're done with this. We're gonna deal with this border issue, stop this flow, go after the cartels, and hold the Mexican government accountable. I've been saying that for decades because I've known the Mexican government has been corrupt down there as well too. So those are principles that I think we need to voice to the state. But what are your principles as well too? What concerns do you have, and what message can we take and take it to the state convention and beyond there as well too? So again, Brett Deason, I'm running for 314. We appreciate your vote in that precinct. I think that's all the candidates for tonight. Please stay and visit with everybody here. Thank them for running as well too. We have a couple of short announcements real quick. Sure, you've got a couple? No? I'll piggyback on you.
So we have a bunch of these books left over that we are wanting to sell. They are autographed by Dan Crenshaw. So please purchase one of these books. We would really appreciate you guys to help support with purchasing a book for $30. They're in the back and you can come and see me. Also on our Facebook page, you do have to be a paid member to continue to be on the private one. So if you are not a paid member, we'll start to kind of filter those out. So make sure you get your dues paid. I think everybody here is, but if you know someone who is not, then make sure they do that because we don't want them to lose any good information. So.
And last thing, real housekeeping real quick. We are still looking for people to fill our speaker committees and our membership committee as well too, to help with that as well and kind of track membership, reach out to those that maybe have been here, maybe hadn't been here in a while, and then also attract new members as well too. So if you've got interest in helping in one of those, see myself or Cherie or Nancy or Mike, whoever here as well too. So anyway, we appreciate everybody being here. Thank you for all the candidates. Good luck to everybody. I know everybody's working hard. Wait a minute, Ms. Haddix has.
Wednesday morning, next Wednesday morning at 10 o'clock right here, there will be a candidate debate. And we hope that everyone will show up and support their candidate. And that is the club that's all inclusive.
Women's Republican Club of Hood County. Okay, cool. All right, if nobody else.
Too.
What's that?
We have male members too.
I'm paid by dues.
Including you.
By the way, if you're a male and you want to be an associate member, I think it's $10. It's real simple. You have no excuse not to show up. They have a good meeting as well. Thank you all for being here. Stay and visit, and we'll see you after the elections here pretty quick. So, good night, everybody.